Good evening, Internet. It's me, DP Knudten, for another edition of BOOKWARD BOUND. 301 days from I should really do this to done. And what is that done? It's the uploading of press-ready PDF files to Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing so that I can have a brand new book published, self-published by myself, for distribution to all and sundry throughout 2021. And that means I need to be writing this book all the way until then, and I have been every night since March 5th, Friday, March 5th, 2020, and that was 108 days ago. Yeah, this is my 108th consecutive day working on the book. Pretty darn cool, right? So what am I going to be doing tonight? Well, some nights I'm writing, some nights I'm editing, some nights I'm designing or outlining and mind mapping the book. Tonight, I think I'm going to continue on writing a section that I started a day or two ago called Welcome to the Task Economy. And I'm writing it in an application called Scrivener that looks a little something like this. Yep, this is the application. Over here, you've got the main writing window, and then over here on the side, you've got all these individual chapters or sections, depending on how you want to think of it. And it allows you to bop very easily from section to section, things that are not written at all, to things that are pretty much finished-ish, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm using color coding to keep track of things. Green means totally done and edited. Blue means it's done, but it hasn't been edited. Yellow means it's not quite all the way done, but you've at least done some writing there. And red means, dude, you haven't written squat in this section. Maybe you should get on the ball and write some stuff. Well, tonight I'm going to a yellow section that already has 1,500 words, so that's kind of right in the ballpark of where I want each section to be, between 1,000 and 1,500 words. So I think what I need to do, really, is find a way to cap off this thing. So my talent for writing is the foundation for everything I do. I wish I could say the same for music and math, but frankly, I can't. Because my most authentic talent involves the written word. Involves the written word. The day I truly understood that about myself was the day I stopped having or performing a series of task-oriented jobs and began talent aligned career in advertising. It doesn't always come quickly. Advertising. to be even more specific on the creative side of the fence. But that's me. What about you? To be organizational, to be a great organizer is a talent. To be a deep listener. Pathetic listener is a talent. To be able to take anything apart and put it back together is a talent. And one thing I've learned over the long years of my life is that if you are really good at anything, there's someone who's just dying to pay you to do it for them. There's only one problem, though. How are you supposed to meet them? All right, this is where I hit Safari and just type in world population. $7.8 billion people. There's out of the 7.8 billion people on the face of the earth, how are you supposed to meet those very specific people needing your very specific talent? That. Great question. That's a great question. A great question. And the reason this book has been written. Read on. Execute the strategies and tactic contained here in and most importantly, comma, get out there and demonstrate your talent as mentioned several times throughout this book. There's never been a better time to do exactly that. All right. Yeah, I'm thinking that's going to close out this section for now. That doesn't mean I don't reserve the right to go back and work on it again, but I am going to award this section the coveted blue flag of don't worry about this, write some other stuff. Alex Haley. Yeah, that's Alex Haley. Say hi to Alex Haley. I want to get rid of that link. Remove link. But anyway, as I was saying, I think that section's done for the time being. And what I want to do now, and I do this periodically, is I want to get an idea of the word count. Because as you can see down here, this section, I got to do this. This section has 1,717 words, a nice round number, right? 1717. If I do this, if I click on it, and I just discovered this by accident a couple weeks ago, in Scrivener, you just click on that, it'll give you stuff like reading time, like how long would it take to read this section? 6 minutes and 52 seconds. That's cool. The average paragraph length of 61 words, average sentence length, 15 words. Data like this is helpful. You know, I'm not going to have metrics run my life, because if I have a weakness, and I do, I have many weaknesses, but one of my big weaknesses is not giving a crap for metrics. I hate to say it, but I don't pay attention to them. Seriously. I'll occasionally check to see how many downloads I've gotten from my podcast, Nonfiction Brand, just because I'm curious, but I'm certainly not chasing numbers. Yeah, all you have to do is look at the number of followers I have on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that, and you'll see I'm not a number chaser. In fact, I actually stopped chasing them because I was using an app called Crowdfire. Do you know Crowdfire? It's a way for you to get more followers faster if you do what they say and blah, blah, blah. I did that for a while, and then I realized, no, the followers I'm getting are not the followers I want. I want followers. I look at what I want to follow, and the people I want to follow are churning out really great content that's highly relevant, that has a tone of voice, that teaches me something new, and I don't have to agree with it. That's the key. I don't have to agree with it, but it's got to get me thinking. And I love that kind of content. And the followers I was getting via Crowdfire, I wasn't feeling it. So I stopped doing it. And yeah, I have pathetic follower numbers, but frankly, I don't care. Because the followers I do have, I cherish, and, ideally, I want to converse with them. I want to have a connection with them. I want to have a meaningful human-to-human connection. And that's why I would invite you, if you're following this live stream right now, to type in the little comment box on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, or Twitch, because it's going out to all three of those right now. just type in and say, hey, DP, I'm watching. And I would love to say hi to you. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, how I do it, or what equipment I'm using, where did I get that cool Stratocaster looking neon thing for $35? Amazon. Hey, did you change the back wall of your set? Yes, I did. Anything like that, just let me know. Just let's talk. But I was saying that what I want to do is I do want to occasionally check in to see just how big this book is. So I'm going to, got to leave that there and go all the way down to bio. And this will tell me, give me a word count for everything, which is at 28,816 words so far. So that's about a third of the book, a third of the way through the book, maybe. I'm thinking 100,000 words is my target. So, yeah, it's not even a third of the way through the book. I better kick the ponies on this thing and get things moving. But that's okay because I do have some time, and I am doing this every single night. So get off my back, would you? Would you just get off my back? I'm doing the best I can. But that's why I'm doing this, and I'm doing it live on purpose so that you can make me feel bad about not coming down here to work on this. And so consequently, I come down here to work on this. So that's what I'm doing. Thanks for the help. Let's see. What else? LinkedIn Launchpad. Okay, yeah, this is whoa, what happened? Go back here. I'm just going to get rid of that. LinkedIn Launchpad. So this is a blog post I did a long time ago that I'm going to repurpose for this book because no one read the blog post, or very few people. I think that's 5. And so I'm going to clean up some of this this stuff. The detritus that was kind of tied to the blog. And that's actually a quote. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some serious work on this. And I may not do it tonight, but I'm at least doing a little bit of this formatting cleanup. Because here's the thing about writing a book. Half the time you're not writing a book. You're doing all these little dingly things to just make sure it's formatted correctly. And yeah, this is 778 words. I need to beef that up. Fiddly. Simple likes engagement. Thanks. Your name is even better. I'm looking for this. Learn to love the like. Free like. $145. So I'm looking up in my first book. Simple thumbs up. Yeah, free like killer. All right. So, where am I? It's called engagement. All right, so I'm going to make a note to myself that tomorrow night I'll work on this LinkedIn Launchpad section because I want to let my brain percolate on this a little bit. Let it, I don't know, churn, I guess. And cool. So that's what I'm going to do. And I think that's it for tonight. It's not going to be a long night. I'm looking at the clock over here, 22 minutes. Okay. Not exactly my longest live stream, but that's okay because thing I learned a long time ago is if you don't have anything to say, don't say anything. And that's kind of where I am. So I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you so much for coming by and helping me get this continue to work on this. I really do appreciate it. By the way, the new podcast episode of the Nonfiction Brand podcast came out. Let's see, today is Tuesday, so it came out yesterday. If you haven't listened to it yet, you should check it out because it's with Roger Wakefield, who's really an interesting guy, a plumber who literally, if you type in the word plumbing on LinkedIn, on YouTube, just see how many of the search results are actually videos from him. And ask yourself this question. How did a guy who's a plumber in Texas own the SEO of YouTube's plumbing so much so that out of the top 10 videos that are pulled up, at least 5 to 7, maybe even 8 of them are going to be his. Pretty impressive stuff. A great example. And actually, I've written about him in this book. So it's definitely worth checking out. And I invite you to do that. You can find the Nonfiction Brand podcast wherever high-quality podcasts are free. And that includes Apple and Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, yada, yada, ding dong, you name it, you can find it. Just search Nonfiction Brand and look for this dude's smiling face. See that little Nonfiction Brand square with the, I'm not talking about the guy being a square, although maybe he is. That's me. Look for that image and you will find the podcast. And if you like it, please like, subscribe, refer it to other people, but most of all, little pinky finger, review it, because reviewing it wherever you get the podcast really helps people find the podcast. Can you do me that favor? Thank you. I would really appreciate it. I'm DP Knudten, and that's it for tonight. So, theme music, take us on out. I'll see you tomorrow.